YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher of Realms. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. This is going to be the best cultist setup for Season 7. There's a lot of variations. I know I have a Yim right here. Trust me, there are a lot of variations that we're going to go through. So first and foremost, the easiest one is going to be like so, where we go ahead and place it like this. We go ahead and put Reeve back here, we put Brooke here, and we put Lily right here. So basically the whole purpose of this setup is essentially Ymrit is going to instantly ult the second they get to this tile here, and Morrigan's job is to go ahead and kind of take out these units, provide slows, give a good lord bonus for Ymrit to just kind of pump out the damage. One of the benefits is that Morrigan scales up as the fight prolongs, and then in addition to that, Ymrit will also do the same thing because he's going to be in Soulbound Arcana, just kind of ramping up that damage, right? We have a really good thing with Lily in the back here. Lily is going to provide a good source of revive for Morrigan, so she's not going to die by the Garnet Guards. Brooke here does something similar, right? Whenever he goes ahead and gets to fatal damage, procs is unyielding, stays alive. And then finally, we have Reeve here. His entire job is basically to act as a massive stun bot. So realistically, whenever the units get to this position here, we should see them just get locked up through Ymrit freeze, through Brooke here freeze, through Reeve stuns, and then also through Morgan slows, right? So her CC is going to be amazing for this. So this is team 1. Team 2 is a little bit different. So team 2 is going to look something like this. If I can click Reeve, that'd be amazing, right? All right, so we go ahead and put Morgan here. We put Lily here. We put Ymrit here, Reeve, and then Brooke here. Now, a couple of things, 2 things, realistically speaking. Morgan is not going to go ahead and provide a substantial amount of damage upstart, like from the jump, right? Reason being is she is not necessarily in range, but that's okay. What we really want is for her to give us a really good source of insurance policy if units do go ahead and kind of get to Reeve. If that happens, Ymrit is kind of like a little bit in danger, so we want to go ahead and mitigate that as much as possible. So that's why Morgan is placed here. Obviously, Lily is here to go ahead and give you heals for all these units here. And then finally, if you place Morgan here, you basically get the same thing. You just get less protection, like less healing in general. So I personally think best bet is realistically to just go ahead and put her up here, right? Basically the same thing. Doesn't really matter as much. If you swap her over to here, it's not the end of the world. Like, it really isn't. So we go ahead and have it like so. Instantly units get here. She starts doing damage. We're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and save this. 1 or 3 kind of potential swaps, because when it comes to cultists, there's so many different variations in how you place these units. So the swap, that's the first one, is you're going to go ahead and get rid of Reeve. You're going to keep this team relatively the same, right? But you're going to go ahead and put Dahlia here. So Dahlia is going to give you a decent amount of slows right up front. So if somebody's trying to go ahead and do bug bombs, for example, Ymrit and Dahlia should be good enough to go ahead and deal with that, along with Morgan also providing those slows, right? So that's team number 1. Team number 2 is you could actually go ahead and swap Morgan and put her here, and then put Boreas right here. Boreas will go ahead and give you massive AoEs. The second the units get here, they should go ahead and proc his ult, and he's going to help you with the cleanup process as well. And if your Ymrit is a 3, Ymrit will do more damage as well, right? So that's another thing. If you have a Nora, because once again, right, so many different combinations. If you have a Nora, you can also place a Nora basically interchangeable, right? I would personally swap where Morgan is and place a Nora there. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's also potentially update this. I think I have a Nora on my alt account. Yeah, I do. She's not even skilled up. Whoops. But let's just go ahead and show you what the placement looks like in general. So let's go ahead and do this. A Nora would be here. Morgan would be here. And you could, in theory, even bring Brooke here back. But once again, I'm not a fan of this. The reason being is because then you're putting Ymrit in like a massive danger zone overall, right? If Ymrit's going ahead and getting hit by destroyers, by mages, you're not going to have the best of time, especially if Ymric dies. This team kind of falls apart. So we go ahead and extend this out. Everyone's getting healed. Now watch this, right? With this setup, Ymric has ult in this range. Anora also has ult in this range. You are covered. Throughout the entire map, you are covered. So this team is probably going to be your go-to. One of the benefits, 2 benefits, right? First one being is you get ults right from the jump, right? By the time bug bombs kind of get into this vicinity, you should have enough to go ahead and take them out. Secondly, right, Brokir is not going to die. Brokir is not going to die from bug bombs. Ymric also has a revive passive, so Ymric's not going to truly die. Anora will proc a Lily ult, and then finally, Morgan is out of range in general for the ults, right? So just keep that in mind. This is probably going to be the go-to cultist setup if you have Ymric. If you don't have Ymric, this kind of changes up. You're going to do the first team, in which is going to be Dahlia in this tile. You're going to have Morgan in this tile, and you're just going to run it down, right? So that's going to be the cultist faction. Let's go ahead and hop out of this. I don't want to save this. Let's go show you the keeps now. So the keep is a little bit different of placements, and the reason for that is because you want to go ahead and deal with the rising swarm tactic and the just run it through with spiders and dogs on tactic. So we have it set up like so. We have Brokir here. His entire job is just to survive as much damage as possible, right? He should do pretty well at that. The reason being is we have Lily here to provide a revive. We also have Morgan here to provide, which is very crucial, right? It's super crucial. She will go ahead and provide slows for the map. So essentially, spiders shouldn't work, dogs shouldn't work because of the slow. We also have Ymric here, whose entire job is essentially to go ahead and provide freeze and damage, basically initially once the units go ahead and get into the map. Finally, we have Boreas as our insurance policy. Now, the reason why we have Boreas as our insurance policy is because when he's ulting, even whenever he's not necessarily an ult, he can go ahead and hit these outside units, right? So he will go ahead and do that. Now, 2 important things. Well, I guess it's one important thing. This tile, based off of testing that we know, right, will get hit by archers. So you kind of want your Ymric to be a little bit tanky, just a little bit. You don't want to sacrifice too much damage, right? Duh. But you don't want your Ymric to just go into egg form, Egret, right? And then go ahead and mess up the rest of the composition and how it functions. So make Ymric a little bit tanky, and you should be able to survive the double archers that are probably going to get ran against this comp. So we already have this saved. Let's go ahead and hop out of here. I'm going to hop over to my main account now and attack these teams. So give me 1 second. This should be fun. All right, we're back. So we're on the main account now. So let's go ahead and run it down. We're going to do a couple of tests just to see how everything's going. I believe I have everything affiliated properly on this account right now, hopefully. So let's just go ahead and run it down, right? So save settings. First test is the easiest one. We're just going to double flyer it, see how it looks, right? Then we're going to restart it and just kind of run through these tests. So first, let's get to 10 cost here. Freeze this up. Flyer, flyer. So what we need to see is we need Ymric and Morgan to deal with these flyers. If they're able to, one, I'm going to be thoroughly impressed. Just because I know how kind of beefed up these flyers are, and then we'll just kind of look at the rest. So providing really good slows overall. That's 120k BP flyers. Just saying. So it survived well. Let's just go ahead and run it down now. Also, these units are actually not even that well geared. So that's pass number 1. Let's see if we can go ahead and set this up. I want to drop another tank And then I'm going to drop double shadows. Let's see here. Shadow 1, shadow 2. Alright. So this Feral Guard is tanking. Morgan's not doing much yet, which is fine. Her job is to be like anti-swarm. Let's see how the shadows do. Let's go drop double dogs here. Just adding all the tests out. We actually just went ahead and forced the ult. GG. So, not the best in terms of that. Let's go ahead and kind of clean this up a little bit. Let's go ahead and do... Also sucks that they're so weak, but let's do something different. Let's see if I can 2-unit it. Let's do this. And then let's do this. Let's run it down. Let's drop tank 1. Because what we noticed is the main negative was Ymrit just wasn't chunking out the flyers and, or not flyers, the units in time. Then again, even with Cyrus, this strategy pretty much works 9 times out of 10, unless the Ymrit's like absolutely godlike. So let's go ahead and do this. Dog, dog. I believe I dropped those early. Let's retry this again. Tank 1. Let's just double tank it. Who cares? My Feral Guards are literally godlike. They just don't die or anything. Get to 10 cost. And then kind of wait out Ymrit ult and Revolt and see how we perform. Let's give this a second here. Alright. Double dog. So we baited him out. We should get Reeve tanking. Decent performance. Interesting. Morgan's actually hitting them. I wonder why. Ah, that's why. They were technically clipping on this tile here. Interesting. Okay. I would say fail. Genuinely speaking, that's probably a fail. If it's a stronger Ymrit, maybe this team works a little bit better. Let's go ahead and try the keep. And let's do the typical strategy here, which is going to be spiders into dogs. Where's my spiders at? Spiders. And then dogs. All right. Team comp 1. Let's see if it works. If this works, then I'm going to auto fail this team. So let's get to 10 cost. Is it 10 cost? Yeah, it is 10 cost. All right. Dog or spider, spider. Give this a second. Freeze to 1. Dog. All right. Do we fail? Okay. Pass. All right. So that's one positive. That's one positive. It did something that we needed it to do. That's pass. All right. The next strategy is going to be the... Let's go ahead and kind of stack this up. Central keep. Let's swarm it. So this. Where's my Feral Guards? Feral Guards, healer. And then I'm going to drop dogs as well. There we go. Boom. All All right, so let's go ahead and run this down. If this passes, then I actually kind of like the team. If this passes also, that means esoterics are going to have a really good time, because esoterics right now are just better than cultists, because Cyrus is just such a disgusting lord. So let's kind of see how this works. The reason why Cyrus is disgusting, by the way, is because Boreas also benefits. Anyways, there we go. So that tank is doing its job. Let's go ahead and drop these 2 Necros. And Morgan is going to start working overtime now. So we need to see how she does. Because if Morgan and Boreas are able to kind of deal with this, we're feeling pretty good. Let's get to 10 cost. They're kind of getting juggled, which is nice. All right. Ghost drop. Ghost drop. That's a pass. All right. So that was successful. Let's go ahead and do it double time. So let's go ahead and do tank, tank, necro, necro, dog, dog. Because honestly, my Pharaoh guards just won't die. So what I need to see is, does this reliably work? What's helping is Boreas, even though he is incredibly weak, is actually doing something a little bit relevant that I care about. So let's go ahead and do double necros now. Spawn, spawn. And this is also kind of because it's a little bit difficult to trigger or like force trigger Boreas. Also, the more he ults, the stronger he gets. So it's also nice. So this is looking good. Okay, now we should see Boreas proc his ult. There we go. And he does. Brokir should freeze. All right, we're looking good. Let's go ahead and slow this down. Kind of micro zoom this in. All right, anti-heal on those units. Looking good. They're getting, look at this, right? They're all getting juggled, which is perfect. And then we drop the double dogs. Let's kind of watch them spawn up. All right. Looking good. Looking really good. All right. What happens here? They get frozen. Perfect. That literally, that is amazing. That is absolutely stunning. I love that. Let me see if I can kill it. Sorry, I'm going like a little bit extra on all this. I just want to see if this even has some viability, because mind you, right, these units are not even that well geared. They're just not. And they're relatively handling some of the typical strategies. So that's an automatic pass as far as I'm concerned. Now, are they going to survive this? No, they're going to die. No doubt in my mind. But it's for fun. Let's go ahead and do this, and then let's do this. Usually I would do this. All right, 729k. Not the best BP. Honestly, I need to do a little bit of pushing. I could get that to 7050 probably. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop Maw, and then actually, hold on. Let's test the strat. Let's test it. Drop the Fool. Do we get to 9 cost before he gets in the range where he won't freeze? Not freeze. He won't go ahead and shield Maw. So let's see. Let's slow this down, because that was one of the issues with the last map. You actually couldn't drop the Fool and drop Maw. There we go. Pass. So that actually does work. That's kind of nice. Now, does he stay out of range? So the Fool is in range for autos, which is fine. I don't care about that necessarily. I don't necessarily care about that, because he's already serving his job. All right. Let's go and kill Brokir now. We proc Lilio. I just hit the mic, my bad. And we should go ahead and force Brokir's shield now. And then the next one should be Maw absolutely dunking on Brokir. Good night. And then we're going to drop the double dogs. Maw should go ahead and hit right about now. Wow, he doesn't do it. When does he do it? Ah, he does it late. Interesting. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're just going to run it down. Egret. That was fun. Anyways, I will say, even though I just did that, I do firmly believe that if the units were better geared, it wouldn't have been that easy. And even then, right, Maw, he kind of almost got close to dying. So if like the units were stronger, like if it was my A4 Boreas, it would be a different story, right? So for keeps, I'm gonna say pass. For tower, I'm gonna say pass with conditions. I do think you want Anora and Ymrit, and then you're feeling really good. Or using like a Dahlia plus Morgan, and then you're probably okay, right? But yeah, that's the comp. If you're not using the keep, let me go ahead and pull it up here. Where's my alt account? There it is. That's Farkle. There we go. Keep. All right. If you're not using Ymrit, which is more than fine, right? Because not everybody has Ymrit. That's okay, right? I'm not going to be like, yo, you need to have Ymrit to even use this comp. It's okay. Arrogance. Arrogance does the same thing. The only difference is Arrogance won't get the Cultist buff, but he'll give you burning, so that's kind of helpful. And then Arrogance is kind of like on a timer. So one of the nice things is with him being on a timer, people kind of have to think about when they're going to go ahead and use their units. They might just bait them out like way too long, and that can help you out. And that also helps against doing the double tanks that I just did, like the double Pharaoh guards, because Arrogance is going to be really effective at taking those out. So Arrogance will be your replacement for Ymrit. You're losing out a little bit in terms of some of the benefits, like some of the damage and the freeze benefits, but you're gaining some additional help by taking out units that are going to be weak to magic damage, or not magic damage, physical damage. Anyways, that's enough yapping on my end. Good luck. Alrighty.